are looking live at Worcester Ice Center in Worcester, Massachusetts, where the Jersey Sharks U19 girls are getting set to take on the NS Wings in their second preliminary game of the prestigious Beantown Summer Tournament. Along with Tony Phillips, yes, we have a color guy today. It's Joe Rizzo, bringing you all the action live on RizzoVision, as the buzzer didn't want to cooperate with me. The Sharks come off a 4-3 loss in their first game together as a unit. You're looking at them right now. They have light blue jerseys with light gray mixed in, including their numbers and shoulder patches and a line across the bottom. All mostly black helmets and mostly black pants with gray socks, and the NS Wings colored like the Detroit Red Wings. Mostly here you're going to see jerseys, and some of the other stuff might not match. Sharks coming off a 4-3 loss, Tony. They scored 3 and allowed 1 after spotting the Connecticut Shoreline Sharks a 3-0 lead.
I think, Joe, they had a lot of opportunities to tie that game up at the end. They were really peppering the goalie. The Shoreline Sharks goalie kind of stood tall there at the end, but they had every opportunity to win that game, and I think hopefully that momentum will carry over here into this game.
All right, we shall see. It was definitely a feeling out period for the girls. And if you didn't catch us on the first game, then we're glad you're joining in here. If you're a subscriber, we're glad to have you. If you're on for the ride newly, then hit that subscribe button and the alerts button and follow the Jersey Sharks girls all weekend. A conglomeration of girls from a bunch of different teams getting an opportunity to play together. We'll go over that through each game and as each game goes along. There's Jill Storminger in the nets for this one, and we'll figure out who the other. It's Helen Ziesk for the Wings. Underway, period number 1.
I'll tell you, Jill is quite a goalie. We've had some real epic games with her when we were with York, when she was in net for the Islanders. She can really stand on her head and steal a game.
Well, let's see if she has to do it in this one, and if the Sharks play the way they did most of the second. Oh, and there's a redirection and a score. Just 22 seconds into the game, the NS Wings take the lead. A point shot from the left point, redirected in front, and finds its way past Storminger for a 1-0 lead. So the Sharks are ready. A little bit behind the 8 ball here. Not sure who got that one, but I think it is Amelia Spencer, number 4. So 22 seconds into a 22-minute half. There's Storminger's first stave. Kicked it out to the right side. Phillips got it toward the point, and now it's shuffled out. Luisa Rizzo's going to pick that one up. Here comes Rizzo. 1-on-4, dumps it to the left side and around. Looking for Tallard to pick it up. Wings come out through the middle, trying to step through a couple of defenses. The defenseman is Nottingham. Here is a shot that goes wide by Fitzgerald. It comes to the boards on the far side, and the Wings will play it down low. Centered in the middle. Shot! Storminger with the save and never yields the rebound. Tony, so far the Wings carrying the play here in the early going with possession.
This looks similar to the first game that we saw. It seemed like it took the Sharks a little bit of time to settle in. Hopefully they'll settle in here and calm everything down.
20:54 left, first half. These are halves, not periods. At the Beantown Tournament, the biggest showcase in girls hockey in the off-season for sure. And you could even argue that even in season, there's not quite a tournament that is as good or as big as this one. Not the traditional club names that you see, but conglomerates in different ways of girls getting together. And maybe some getting outside their comfort zone a little bit. Here comes Ava Otterbein with Bella Bellin on her right wing and Annalise Claus on her left. So this trio, part of the New Jersey Bandits AAA team. They were part of the Bandits 19 AA team, and they stay with the organization as it moves to AAA at 19. Getting a little time together here. Camarada now on one of the wings along with Sperling. Otterbein still out there, but McSherry will jump on as Otterbein jumps off. Here comes Sperling, chips it to herself. Has Camarada coming down the middle, but 5 wings down the middle. Camarada took a shot trying to bank it in off the side of the goalie's mask, perhaps. There's Redmond trying to get it through traffic, had the stick lifted there. Camarada steps in to keep it in. Sperling gets it down low. Sperling tries to negotiate through, knocks the stick right out of one of the defender's hands just by simply playing the puck. 19 left first half, 1-0 North Shore Wings from here in Massachusetts. They have the red jerseys and the Jersey Sharks with the colors of what you would expect to see, like a great white shark, right? Light blue and light gray mixed in. Off the draw, comes toward the point where Sperling sent it to Bestranson. Comes to the middle, Sperling retreating back to help out. Bestranson comes back to back check along with McSherry. Sperling stands sentry at defense for the moment. Now the team gets postured back to their regular positions. Wings take a shot. It's loose in front and they pound it in. 2-0 Wings, 18:45 left in the first half. Alyssa Jankowski at the right doorstep. Puck travels through some traffic and she pounds it home. So Tony, once again, Sharks find themselves down 2-0.
Well, once again, they got lots of time to come back in this one, so just keep it calm, don't try to press too much, and just play your game.
Rizzo now out with Tallard and Phillips up front. Kepler and Lucera on defense. 4 defensemen, 9 forwards. That works out very nicely and very easily. 2 defense pairs, 3 forward lines. And it works out especially well in games where you're not seeing a lot of penalties. So even strength play is the course of the day. There's a rebound in front, and Jankowski nearly had another, but Storminger with the save. Phillips chips it off of one of the wings. Rizzo presses it forward for Tallard. He gains the line of center, dumps it in, and the trio will peel off for a change. Great play by Addie Tallard there. She scored a spectacular goal in the first game, nearly had another on a breakaway, but what you won't see in the score sheet is making a good dump in, and maybe 10 seconds before the shift should have ended, she dumps it in and allows for a clean change. That allows Otterbein, Bellin, and Claus to possibly maintain a little more possession as they got there with fresh legs and in a good position to succeed on their shift. That one dumped in. No icing by the near side referee, although it looked like Kepler might have been a little bit behind the line, so possibly a little break for the Jersey Sharks there. Wings will move it in, trying to tee it up. Storminger might not have seen that, but definitely found a way to get the blocker on it and steer it away. She's yielded twice so far, but didn't really have much of a chance on either. Dives forward with the dexterity of a lizard to cover that one up. And the whistle stops play with 17:04 left, period number 1, half number 1. 2-0 North Shore Wings over the Jersey Sharks. Off the draw. It's a scramble. Wings break through there nicely. Nearly got a scoring chance out of it. They were doing the dish. They just didn't connect on the pass. Referee in the worst spot ever. Theoretically, we could get up and move. We'll just hope that the referee doesn't love that spot every time there's play in the zone there. McSherry pressed up against the board. She draws a penalty. Good job by Mia McSherry. She was 1-on-3 over there. Stepped forward, and it was kind of a good play by Camarada. That first whistle really was almost indecipherable there, and she just kept playing.
Well, here's a big opportunity for them. You got to make them pay when the other team goes in the box. Power play goal will be huge here and cut this lead in half.
Okay, so the penalty on, looks like Elena Callow for the hook. Off the draw, Kepler at the right point. Referee in the worst spot, so none of us could see what's going on. Wings will steal it and take it out. This is Ava Buckley with it, takes a shot, gets it blocked by Sammy Nocera. Wings putting the pressure on with one Buckley. There's two of them. The other one was number 15. That one sent just wide. And so far, the penalty kill has outdueled the power play, but the penalty is going to be here on the Sharks, and they got 31 seconds of power play time, and now it will be 4-on-4.
4-on-4 is going to give you a lot of ice here. They can really move things around and see what they can do.
Sammy Nocera goes to the box for a trip for the Sharks. And with 4 defensemen, that always makes things a little bit interesting when the defenseman goes into the box. So we'll see if anybody else jumps in for a shift at defense, but so far it's just Redmond and Bistrannon to start with. That one sent down. It's going to be an icing. Redmond was looking to headman it for Tallard. Rizzo and Tallard, the forwards up front. Bistranson and Redmond on the back line. 1:15 of 4-on-4 play, and then another 32 seconds of power play time for the North Shore Wings, the team in red. Wrist shot goes through. Storminger handled it. Tallard trying to spring Rizzo, but the defense collides upon her before a pass could get through. Comes down the middle, shot blocked away. Bust out of the zone. She took 2 defensemen with her, and now the defensemen are pinching down. Inaccurate pass there, and the Wings will regroup at center. Rizzo putting the pressure now, but steering to the outside is Toomey. Toomey gets in down low, tried to send it across, it didn't connect. And Redmond steers it away, but only Wings besides her there, and one of them is able to grab it, Lawrence. Now trying to get it through the middle, bunted away by Bistranson. Rizzo's going to pick that up, neatly sends it. A little nutmeg. We're not in Connecticut, but Rizzo with the little nutmeg just outside of the nutmeg state to get it out of the zone. Nutmeg is when you send something through an opponent's legs. When you score on a goalie that way, it's 5-hole. When you do it as a hockey player or a soccer player, it's a nutmeg. I think. I don't know. That's what the soccer people always told me, Tony. 26 seconds in a Wings power play here. Fresh legs to kill it off for the Sharks. Sherry and Otterbein up front. Kepler and Bistranson, the only one holding over on the back line, because Nocera is about to exit the box, and the 4-on-4 comes to no avail as Nocera steps out of the box and onto the bench. So Bistranson at her first chance will jump off. Nocera will jump on. That shot goes wide. Wings working it around the top. Both teams at full and even strike. 13:40 left first half. Wings with a 2-0 lead over the Jersey Sharks. There's a slapper rebuffed by the stick of Storminger. Sperling tries to fight for it along the half boards on the far side. There's a little bit of a mix now. We'll see how they sort out the lines here, because McSherry and Otterbein are both centers, and they're out with Sperling a wing, and that was because of the 4-on-4 and then the penalty kill. So we'll see if they can figure it out. Timmy Kepler coaching here. Now game number 2 as the icing happens. We'll see how he gets it all sorted out. Behind the bench solo for this one, but does have somebody to help with the door, whichever goalie is not playing, in this case Molly Rospeth. Back door, Camerata was there, was hoping that puck would get through. So McSherry centers Sperling and Camerata. probably for Sperling and McSherry, it'll be a little bit of a longer shift probably, but in one shift, Coach Timmy Kepler gets the lines back in order. And in a 44-minute game, that can help you right away, especially when it's the second game of the day. Legs can start to become an issue, especially for players, as there's a save by Storminger, especially for players who haven't been on the ice with the frequency that they would be during the season, at least not in competitive gameplay, which is certainly it's just a different speed than anything you could do probably in a typical summer league or just for your workouts. Most of these players are working on their skills. Rizzo almost got behind the D there. There's a shot that exceeds the height of the crossbar by about a foot by Panikopoulos. Panikopoulos with it at the point now, tries to get it through traffic, but Nocera blocked it. Storminger uses the shark on the front of her jersey to make the initial save, catches it with the catching glove on the way down. Whistle stops play, 11:43 left. First half, 2-0 NS wins. Draw comes to the near side, up for grabs. Tallert nearly was able to get sprung. Rizzo's going to find Tallert. Back to Phillips. Those two in a few weeks will be roommates at Lebanon Valley and teammates on the ice, and now line mates here. As Storminger dives forward to cover that one up. Stopping play, 11:20 left period two.
It was a nice stop she made there.
There's been a lot of traffic in front too, and that's kind of the way that the first goal was scored.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good navigating that traffic, though. I think she's finding her her lanes to stop those pucks.
That one comes through not much traffic, and Storminger steers it to the near side corner after the shot from the left point. Phillips jumps down. Nice backhand tip to try to spring the potent Tallert, but couldn't get it all the way out of the zone. This line's ready to connect. Tallert had a breakaway in the first game and a goal. Shot knocked away, and Storminger covers it up. Hopefully you could see most of it. They're definitely looking to get behind the D, that group right there.
I think they're looking to try to spring one of the two for a breakaway.
Off the draw. Worked around the points, but they can't get the cycle going. Bellin sends it toward the middle, but Sarah wasn't there, nor was Otterbein. Bellin picks it back up again, finds traffic from behind, got the pocket pick, but Claus comes through and just blows the whole play up. The armada of forwards putting pressure on are Claus there, Bellin, who just saw the puck, and Otterbein, who's about to get it from Kepler, almost. Claus will chase that one down. Didn't have the, she was about a half step ahead, but did not have the angle at all. Bellin stretches to keep that one in. He's trying to reverse it to the other side, but a real nice play jumping into the passing lane there by Jankowski. Here's Claus. She's going to probably get to this one first, but can she do anything with it? Not too much, as the wings just perfectly in line. Bellin knocks away that pass that would have sprung Fitzgerald, giving her teammates a little bit time to retreat into a defensive position. Now they go point to point, and at the right point, they try to send it in. Wilson couldn't get it through, and it looks like there's a high sticking infraction. We'll see if it's the kind that yields a penalty, and it is. So Nocera's in the box for the second time. Got the stick up a little high there, and another penalty to kill off. They were successful in the first one, although it was a truncated power play of about 30 seconds.
this Wings team looks like it could be very dangerous on the power play. They look like they're really good skaters. They're in a good position, so Jersey's going to have to be on their game to kill this one off.
As they start to move the puck around, Storminger will jump out and cover that up. It's Camerata and McSherry up front, Redmond and Bestranson on the back line. So 3 graduating Bandits from the 19U AA team that went to the national quarterfinals. And the other skater is a Columbus Blue Jacket who will be back with the Jackets next year. Also a team, I believe, that went to the quarterfinals of nationals.
I think they actually met the Bandits in the first round.
They did. It was an overtime or shootout win by the Bandits. There's a save by Storminger with the mask and the rebound. She's able to cover up right in front and handing it to the referee over there. Yeah, those teams did play one another, and it was a barn burner.
We were not at nationals, but I did watch it on hockey. I think it was Hockey TV or USA Nationals TV, and it was quite a game.
Yeah, there was no RizzoVision for that one, unfortunately.
We had friends on both teams, so we were rooting for both teams.
Yeah, just rooting for a good game. Well, both teams got points out of it. 50 seconds on the power play. Storminger had traffic in front and was able to stop one shot and then a second. Redmond high off the glass, bouncing puck knocked down by Camerata. She'll take the icing at that point. Icing in effect in all situations here at the U19 level for USA Hockey sanctioned events. So you could be 3-on-5, and if you send that puck down, it is icing. You could be 5-on-3, and if you send the puck down, it's icing, which it would be anyway. But no tag-up icing. They knocked that out of these age groups a few years ago, to the chagrin of pretty much every player that I knew. That was, I think, a 14U at the time, figuring they had graduated from
also to every parent standing on the ice who's there 20 minutes longer now.
6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, and Sarah steps out of the box and onto the bench.
So,
Talent. Power play now over. Wings capitalized twice even strength, and they can't dent the Jersey Sharks shorthanded on the power play. Sperling trying to get through off the change. Otterbein picks it up, tries to send it back maybe towards Sperling, maybe inadvertent. At the point where Sarah pinches in, and nearly running away with it there was Partridge, but Kelsey Partridge just didn't have that puck sit down for her, otherwise she would have been gone. 6:40 left first half. Jersey Sharks trail 2-0, but they spotted their opponents a 3-0 lead in the early game. Got it back to 3-2, gave one up immediately thereafter, got it back to 4-3, and looked like they were going to find a way to tie it, but never did. So we'll see if they have that same gumption here. Tallert picks it up, trying to spring either Phillips or Rizzo. Rizzo a step behind. Let's see if she can catch up to Gromke. Gromke grabs it, takes it behind the end line, reverses it. Phillips over there. Rizzo trying to throw the stick into the middle. 1-on-4 and 1-on-5. Goes Lawrence. Tallert a little too strong for Phillips, but that allows Phillips to change. And big wheels keep on turning with Nottingham as she gains the space from her own end to the offensive zone. 5:33 left. Half number 1. 2 22-minute halves. And the Jersey Sharks in the light blue trail at 2-0 to to the North Shore Wings from Massachusetts. Oh, that puck got up a little high, and the whistle blows as the player went down. It looked like maybe they blew the whistle for player safety there.
I'm thinking maybe they thought there was going to be an injury, but it looks like she's fine.
It looked like the player took the puck to the throat, the unprotected throat area. That's not something that would be protected by the Kevlar neck guards either.
I'm thinking it kind of rolled up her chest a little bit, so I don't think she maybe took the full brunt of it.
Picked off and brought in. Shot saved by Storminger.
Wow, Jill's really seeming to settle in here in net, and she's starting to take over this game.
Olivia Wilson picked it off, marched in, got off a good shot, but Storminger with that golden glove. It's not colored golden, but it's working like a gold glove. I guess a gold glove. A golden glove is something a boxer is awarded. Gold glove is something a baseball player would get for being apt defensively. Wings bring it in, and they're able to bring it in. They're getting a lot of fairly clean zone entries here, and that's kind of turning the possession game in their favor. Wilson tees it up, redirected by her own player, but wide. That was Fitzgerald. Comes out into neutral ice. Claus trying to power it forward, and pass is not connecting crisply. They're getting in the general area, but they're not finding the mark tape to tape. This one's going to go down. The goaltender Zeese plays it. I guess they were waving off the icing, so we'll see if the Sharks can establish something offensively here. But once again, here's Wilson. She's been a house of fire this shift and has it, trying to send it in front, but somebody got a stick on it. There's a shot. Storminger save. Oh, and somebody got a piece of that. I think Nocera on the slam dunk got the stick there just in time. It might have been Storminger, but I think Nocera just got the blade of the stick to disrupt the slam dunk attempt. That's how goal number 1 was scored, right at the near side post as the puck came through. That one will be an icing. 3:33 left first half, 2-0 North Shore Wings over the Jersey Sharks.
Well, if Jersey can come back in this one, remember that save right there. I don't know if the defenseman got it or the goalie got it, but somebody got it. I guess that's all that really matters.
It is. That the sequence could be key. Tony has a photographic memory. I don't see him writing that down. Shot through traffic, was bouncing, and Storminger kicked it away with the left pad, tipped forward. Sperling is going to try to race this down. Referee says no icing because of the tip. Sperling gets there first, and she's hounded by a couple. Camarada comes in to join the fray, gets pushed down from behind there. I guess no cross-check. Hard to see from where we are over here. You're allowed to push. You're not allowed to close a gap to make any kind of hit. A couple get tangled up over there, and certainly the physicality of the game is picked up on this shift, and Izzy Camarada has a way to do that sometimes on her shifts when her dogged determination, ever present, gets turned up to 11. If you're a Spinal Tap fan, you get that reference. Here is Sperling. Centered in front. McSherry sent it just wide. Sperling and McSherry on the give and go, nearly converted. And there's an icing. Oh, that's inadvertent there. Player's just getting tripped up. Nocera looks like she's okay, just stays down for a moment. Nothing unseemly there, Tony.
I think she might have just lost an edge down there.
Rizzo on the dot, Tallard in the slot. Phillips gets it on the right wing. Over to Redmond. Shot couldn't get through. The shots from the point so far for the Sharks in both games have rarely gotten through. So these teams here, Storminger one save with the right shoulder, loose in front. She's prone. Tallard retreats back to pick it up. Sends it forward looking for Phillips, a little bit too strong. And nifty skating through the zone is Paige Nottingham. She's flying around there. Number 6, white helmet, red jersey, has it now. Tries to get through a couple, got through 2, but then once she found Redmond, that was the end of that. Redmond sends it down, puck's on end, but it's going to have enough for the icing. 1:41 left. That's 101 seconds in the first half. Can the Sharks rebound here? They've started to pick it up a little bit, like they did in Game 1, at about this juncture, and this was about the time they did get their first goal of Game 1. Off the draw, Rizzo wins it over to Phillips, but she got bumped as she was trying to exit the zone there, even from down low. Chipped forward, it's going to go between the points. A couple of defenders there to get it. Defensemen, as North Shore wings cycle the puck down low, and they're gaining some good possession here. Sharks could either use a save or a stoppage, or something good to get it the heck out of there. They're defending well, so the puck movement has been on the outside. Phillips tipped that. Did it go off a wing? It did not. So they'll take the icing just to end that sequence and get some fresh legs out there with 57.3 seconds left in the first half. 2 22-minute halves. 2-0 for the team in red. Off the draw. It's kind of a stalemate. Otterbein held her ground there. Bellin's going to pick this up. Bellin's going to get it out of the zone. Bellin over center. Leaves it for Otterbein. Got tied up. That should have been a hook, Tony, on the side. It looked like Bellin got hooked and pulled into the zone when she was trying to hold the line. So they maybe just missed it, or maybe I just saw it wrong. But
No, I think you saw it correctly.
yeah. So, but there
we go.
Side. Here's Claus. She doesn't have a step. She'll try to get it on net. Fires it to the opposite side. Spencer was back. When Claus first got it, it looked like she might have had a chance for a break, but Spencer was in the middle of the ice and had a good angle. Claus at least got the shot off. Here's Wilson trying to get through Nocera with 5 seconds left in the half. Wilson will try to recover it below the end line in front. Loose, covered by Storminger, and the half expires. And we don't have shots on goal, but boy, that's another one. We talked about the sequence with 3:33 left in the first half, but this one here, as the half ends, Storminger with a huge save, and it's 2-0 after one half.
Just like Jersey did in the first game, they gave up those quick goals, but then they settled on in. They seem to be doing it again. Now we just need to see some offense kick in here and get this game tied up.
When you stem the tide, that's great. And hopefully you got to see Kira Redmond fall. That's going to be a fine in the Kangaroo Court if they're quick enough to be able to assemble one. Stemming the tide is good. You do have to generate some of that offense, and we know that we've seen these players over and over be able to generate offense in their, at their club levels, especially at any given time, and you have the chemistry question, right? Like even some that have played together on the same team maybe haven't played together on the same line, like Claus and Bellin typically have played together, but most of the time not with Otterbein. That I know from the Bandits. Phillips, who has a similar name than you because, yes, that's your daughter, has played with Tallard, right?
Yeah, her and Addie have played together a couple times, I think 3 or 4 times. So they've had some time together, but not in a while. It's been since last summer, so
yeah, so
still feeling each other out.
And then you have a third line mate, which is Rizzo. Yes, you can figure out the relation there. So sometimes that takes a little while to click. You can see it at some points. You could see it getting close. Now McSherry and Camerata and Sperling maybe haven't played together as a line altogether very often, but at least combinations of them have played together very often. So it kind of makes sense those three are together. All right, underway second half. They don't switch sides, so you're not missing anything if you say, hey, wait a minute, why didn't they switch sides? They're going the same way. Makes it easier for changes as well. But the Sharks maybe did not get the best of the possession, but still trailing only 2-0. Breaking down the middle, shot, save by Storminger. Off of Ava Buckley, she had a real good chance there. They're going in the back door and they score. Storminger has a complaint. She got the stick knocked right out of her hands.
I think she's arguing goaltender interference
and
here.
I think she might have a case, but if the refs don't call it right away, I mean, you can't knock the stick out of the goalie's hands if she's in the crease anywhere, really, whether it's inadvertent or not. I mean, I guess the only way is if one of her own teammates knocked it out, but she definitely didn't lose it. You could hear the clack of sticks knocking it out of her hands. So 32 seconds into half number 2, the North Shore Wings have struck again, as they did 22 seconds into the game. And once again, the Jersey Sharks have found themselves in a 3-0 deficit. But I don't know if Sharks even know what a towel is, let alone if they would throw one in. So, okay, this play looked like it was offside twice, and it was not whistled at either case. Shot close range, Storminger save and covers up. Actually, off the draw, it's worked around, it comes to the point and kept in. Nice glove work at the point on the left side to keep it in. Samantha Toomey with that play. I wonder if she's a softball player. Here's Rizzo. She's going to break out with Phillips. 2-on-3. Will dump it and chase after as the defense converges. Picked up by Toomey, sent forward to Wilson. Kepler picks it up, sends it. Didn't even have to look, just knew Rizzo was going to be there, and that's the result of playing together for a year in the Bandits. Morgan Kepler, 5 on defense, and Luisa Rizzo, 21 on the center spot today. As we are under 20 minutes now left in the game. Can the Sharks find a way? Close range shot, Storminger save, and another save. And Kepler just shoves Wilson down after the whistle. I don't think they're going to call the penalty on that, and I don't think they should. It's just a much, much stronger player extending the arm. And
I think she might have went backwards and tripped over Jill there too.
yeah, so it could have been that as well. I'd say good non-call. In my biased opinion. Wait a minute. What are they beeping for? I guess we have some kind of, there's something going wrong with the scoreboard. The time is running down. So. We got some parents yelling clock, clock, but I think the scorekeeper was ahead of the parents on this one for once. It's at 19:20. The con. I think maybe about 15 seconds had ticked off. So I think we're just going to lose those seconds. In the middle, oh, got it knocked away by Spencer. Otterbein was looking to feed Claus. She was getting ready to key that pass, and they come back and shoot. Saved by Storminger on Fitzgerald, and she holds on. Another big sequence there, Tony. It's 3-0. They're within striking distance. They got to start at some point here, but another big sequence there to keep it where it is.
Yeah, they don't have the shots on goal up, but I'd be interested to see what that is because I think it's probably pretty heavily slanted towards the red team.
And Kepler's going to go for a penalty. Again, this is one of those where stronger player makes a shove, and she put that puck in the net after the whistle. I mean, if that was the NHL, there would be a melee on the ice right now. Kepler goes in. I think they called the body check. There sometimes is a bias against a very, very physically strong player in the female game. Loose in front on the power play, Storminger covers it up. The very, very strong players, and Kepler's one. She's just a very powerful athlete. And in some of these encounters,
the official,
nothing unseemly happens, but it's...
The official scoring had that as a high sticking penalty. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't see that, but...
Well, it could just be what the scorer is putting down.
Yeah, you never quite know.
Yeah. So maybe it was a high stick, but to complete that point, we do often see it with the stronger players and the rule of no body checking, where in any kind of collision or encounter between two players, and that stronger player remains standing and the other player kind of melts to the ice. Very often it ends up in a penalty being called when really an infraction hasn't taken place. This one's going to come in. Storminger has a chance to play it, and Stranson was there, ready and waiting. On the penalty kill, it's Camerata and McSherry up front, Bestranson and Nocera on the back line. 42 seconds left to kill. Up through a couple of zones comes Lawrence. He's still with it. Going to try to find somebody coming down the middle. Camerata stepped up to block that offering by Leah Buckley. No wraparound attempt there. They were just trying to go cross slot, but they didn't connect. This is going to be an icing, and that stops the clock with 17:02 left in the game and 17 seconds left in the power play. For the North Shore Wings, they have a 3-0 lead over the Jersey Sharks, the team in red leading the team in light blue and light gray. Otterbein and Sperling up front to kill it. Saved by Storminger through traffic with the left pad. Buckley to Toomey. Shot gets down low. Nocera was maybe tripped up there a little bit. No call. Still gaining possession here as the penalty expires are the Wings. And now back to full and even strength as Claus jumps on. And Kepler goes to the bench. Claus, Sperling up front with Otterbein as the whistle blows. We'll see if Bellin jumps out there for Sperling. And that is what happens. 16:24 left. Second half. Jersey Sharks trail at 3-0. And the Wings have had the better of the play here, but we'll see if the Sharks can turn it around. Bellin on the near side wall, battling for it. Rather Claus. Shot kicked away by Storminger. Bellin trying to sniff that one out. Puck moving well. Just a little too fast for Bella to be able to catch up to it. Here comes Claus. Couldn't pick it cleanly off the boards. That's kind of the story of the game right there. Sharks not able to pick a lot of these pucks cleanly off the boards, and even if there's just one wing over there, they seem to be able to jump in and keep the puck in the offensive zone.
You see it so often, though. You get pinned in your own zone, and next thing you know, something bounces out, and you can get a breakaway going the other way. So just keep your eyes open, because we got a lot of girls that can go the length of the ice and put it in the back of the net.
And a line of them have jumped on right here. Rizzo with Tallert and Phillips. Rizzo tried to get that one through to Tallard, couldn't quite complete it. Wilson's going to pick this one up, coming in 2-on-2. Can't connect with Fitzgerald. It comes out. It's going to be an icing unless it dies, and it dies enough. Here comes Bestranson, takes a shot, save. Rebound was there. Tallard couldn't quite get to it fast enough. And Zeesk really, Tony Phillips said it before, we don't have a shot count here, but just a few amount of times I've even had to look to say Zeesk's name. If it is Zeesk, it could be Zeeski, Z-E-A-S-K-E, Helen. Now they're putting on some pressure here, are the Sharks. Rizzo retreats to pick that one up, sends it over to Redmond. Here's Bestranson, maybe behind the D, and the puck goes a little bit too far, but she'll chase it down. Phillips will stay in. Bestranson was trying to get it to Phillips over there, didn't connect. Here's Claus, or rather McSherry. And a couple of pirouettes over there, bunted out into the neutral zone. Camerata's going to try to get through. She's hooked. She has the stick under her arm, and I think they're going to call an offside, but not the hook. Well, I think we had a pretty good look at that hook, but I don't think either official really did.
Yeah, I think they might have been screened off, that they didn't see it.
This is U19 girls hockey, folks. This is not the NHL. We're not going to see everything. That one pretty much we could see just because of our vantage point. The stick was right underneath Camerata's left armpit, but really there was no way the official in the Jersey Sharks zone, nor the official who was on the far side by the scorer's table would have even been able to see it. We're the unusual lot who actually kind of like officials. It's you know.
They got a tough job.
Couple of guys, couple of girls, you know, out on a Friday afternoon trying to make a buck for some beer money or pay the electric bill. I don't think they need hack from a bunch of guys doing YouTube. Here come the Wings, teed up and sent wide. Ava Buckley comes to the point. Camerata forced that offside. And Tony, you said it before, like Camerata, it looks like an innocent play there, but if she gets a piece of that puck, there's 4 defenders around her, but if she gets a piece of it and knocks it forward, she's gone.
I feel like we've been so close so many times to getting that breakaway, and especially with the girls we got on the ice, they're deadly once they get in the open ice.
There's Claus trying to turn the corner. Nice poke. Buckley got a piece of that and saved Claus from maybe getting it and turning the corner. That's Leah Buckley, 15. Ava is 16.
This Wings team always seems to be in the perfect position. They really play good positional hockey.
And having the speed when you do that also helps. Bellin on the wall, looking to move Otterbein forward, and does. Otterbein in 1-on-2, takes a shot. Zeesk, I think, got the blocker on that as it comes toward the near side wall. Bellin chips it to keep it in. Battle along the near side wall. Otterbein comes out of traffic. Otterbein gets to the middle, looking to get it unleashed, couldn't do it. Redmond will step into one, fire it with the wrist, but couldn't get it through the lane. Bellin tied up in front. Look at that, she's just being hooked right there. But the stick was in her gut area, but I guess the Wings player kind of did wise to not kind of pull on the stick. Otherwise, I don't know. I think even with that, Bellin probably got denied a scoring chance. So there haven't been a lot of penalties called in the game anyway, and these are not, you know, these would be borderline calls. They're not egregious violations or missed violations. Rizzo comes to the point. Oh, she nearly had that swiped away. Phillips will turn and send it in, giving for Rizzo to chase. spinning and turning. Spencer had a big play defensively before. Now we'll bring it in. Spencer tees it up. Shot was blocked by Kepler's stick and goes into the netting that protects the banners and the wall above the net behind Julian Storminger. 11:21 left, half number 2. Jersey Sharks, they let up an early one, as this is going to be another icing. They let up an early one in the first half, 2 22-minute halves. An early one in the second half, and one in between. So they've settled play for a lot. They've just haven't been able to generate quite enough offense. It was offside. Referee on the far side calmly blows the whistle. About a moment later than we were expecting, I was like, wait a minute, is he letting that play go? Oh, Kepler wanted to go the opposite side to Camarada, and she might have had her. Poked away by McSherry, but brought in. Kepler retreats back to get it, uses the body to shield off and try to gain possession of the puck. Gets a little help down low from the center McSherry, who chips it up the boards on either side. Camarada is able to dig that out. Sticks get high, but Sperling gets away with the puck. Sperling gains the offensive zone and tried to send it through the middle, but just red shirts everywhere when they're trying to make those passes. They'll just have to figure another way around it. Here's Wilson, pushed outside by Nocera, who recovers and has to make a play on her knees. Poked away, picked up, McSherry has it. Didn't want to go into traffic, but was kind of steered that way. Didn't have much of a choice, and hung in there to make a play. Shot goes wide, hits off Nocera, and now it comes to the point. Buckley has it, tries to fire it through traffic again. Friendly fire as she hits the behind of one of her players. There's a rebound shot off a ricochet that Storminger steers aside. Goes to the point through traffic, redirected, and Storminger covers it before it could get popped in by Buckley on the far side post. So there's a little learning right there by Storminger. She's seen them try to score on that post a few times. This time she got over there.
They went to the well one time too often, and she got him this time.
I mean, I don't think she really even had much of a chance on the others that went there.
No.
So the fact that she got to that one is pretty impressive. Phillips chips it for Rizzo. Rizzo and Tallard on the 2-on-1. Rizzo over to Tallard. Can't get it through. Does get it through. Tallard backhand. Big save by Zeisk. Oh, Rizzo and Tallard so close. Now Phillips tried to get it through. Rizzo was at the top of the slot. You could see it right there. We've been talking about it all game, and right there it clicked. Offense out of nothing. Rizzo picks it up.
What we were
trying to
waiting
find
for.
Tallard. Reverses it to Phillips. Has Tallard on the far side if she can find her. Hits it off the boards. Tallard's going to chase it down. They call the icing. Oh, boy.
That's what we were waiting for.
They've cranked it up. You could see the chemistry just start to hit right there. 9:14 left. Is it too late? 3-0 is the deficit. Off the draw, Rizzo won it, but it went off of the referee's skate and bounded back. A nice save by Storminger. Off the point shot, I think it got redirected on the way. She's kept a minute here. Phillips does the phone booth move, got it out of the zone. Tallard on. But you can see they're putting the puck into the right spot. And that shift, let's see if that crew, that shift is able to swing the momentum here. Otterbein, Claus, and Bellin have been good this game in the neutral zone for sure. And they've been able to get pucks into the offensive zone. Maybe haven't generated the scoring chances the other line have, but there's a shot. Big save by Storminger. It's loose in front, and she covers it, I think, with the blocker hand. Maybe got the glove there. So this line with Otterbein, Claus, and Bellin, they've been stronger in the neutral zone. They've gotten pucks into the offensive zone. They just haven't generated the scoring chances. They haven't played as much in the defensive zone, so that's a good sign for this crew.
Storminger got some big hugs from her teammates after that save.
Yeah, well
I think they really appreciate the show she's been putting on.
If Jill likes steak, she's due a steak dinner tonight. 8:27 left. Time ticks down. We talk about this on RizzoVision often. The gaps in a game, when it's 3 goals, typically you just, and these are no hard, fast rules, but typically you'll stay with your regular game plan until about 5 minutes left. Then you might start considering drastic measures like pulling the goaltender and just seeing if you can get back in it. With a 2-goal deficit, it's typically around 2:30, and with a 1-goal deficit, it's about a minute and a half. So here we'll see if Coach Timmy Kepler is thinking along the same lines as we head down to 8:10 remaining in the game. Again, those are not hard and fast rules. Some coaches won't pull the goalie until even the final half minute. Others will pull the goalie in a 1-goal game with 2.5 minutes left if they think it's the right opportunity. I'm a fan of the aggressive ilk. I think as soon as you get an offensive zone face-off here, once there's about 5...
This momentum turned around.
7:25 now as time ticks down. Paige Nottingham, number 5, she's been really spectacular on defense. That one goes through the wickets. It's not going to be an icing, and it's not... It wouldn't have gone on net, but Zeesk played it. Here comes Sperling stepping in right off the bench off a good change. Sperling gets in down low, takes a shot. Zeesk got the stick on it before Jesse could pound it home. Centering feed, backhand shot. McSherry gets decked, and Zeesk makes the save. So now this crew has picked it up. A lot of potency we've seen.
There's no quit at all in this team. They're playing as hard as they did in the first minute.
Off the draw. Worked up and out by the wings. But Sarah. Sperling's over here as well. McSherry got it in the skates, and the soccer player's footwork pays off. Ian McSherry. Sent along the boards to the far side. Hurley couldn't corral it. Camerata sent it toward the net, but not on. Sperling trying to pick it up, gain possession, finds Camerata, and just got it a little too awkward. If Camerata was a lefty, she might have been able to turn and find that puck on her stick, but as a righty, the physics didn't quite work out. That one's offside. McSherry just didn't have time to get back as Nocera slapped it into the zone. Whistle stops play, 6:07 remaining in the game, 3-0 deficit for the Jersey Sharks. The team in light blue and light gray, and the North Shore Wings from here in Massachusetts getting the better of it so far. Now down to the 6-minute mark. Wings move it up top. Stranson knocked it away. Played with below the end line. Partridge goes to the point. They've been real good at that, and I jinxed him. Still plenty of time to recover. Camerata puts the pressure, got a piece of it. Let's see if they could try to cash in. Sperling got in the way. Puck still in the offensive zone. Here is McSherry, gets to the slot, tries to release it, but it's blocked away by one of the North Shore players that got in the shooting lane. He's been good at getting in passing lanes and even better at getting in shooting lanes. Here comes Lawrence, gets it knocked away by Stranson. Nice play there by Camerata to just interrupt it. fortunately, on the collision, everybody kept it clean and had their heads up. That's the difference between having your head up and not having your head up. Camerata. We're under 5 minutes now. Wilson tries to get it through. Kepler blows it up. Rizzo comes in to sweep it away, but not with possession. Rizzo loses it. Nacera in the corner has it. Trying to move it out. Rizzo knocked that point pass away, but couldn't get it through the point. Phillips turns, picks it up, hounded from behind. Tallard is right there to jump into the lane, but then loses anywhere to go. She wanted to go further outside, just didn't have the room or the time or the space. Here's Phillips, nice pick off. She's gonna run with Tallard, sends it over. Addie's gonna try to step into it and turn the corner. Just wouldn't get the puck to sit down for her. Phillips picks that one off at the point, trying to negotiate down in. Tries to get the pass through, does get it down, and they score! It's Tallard or Rizzo. One of them got a piece off the feed from Phillips. And with 3:53 left, the Sharks are still swimming. It's 3-1.
Well, they still got some life here, so see what coach decides to do with 4 minutes to go.
And it's Rizzo that got it off the feed from Phillips.
Nice work, girls.
Tallard might have gotten a piece in there too, but you could see that this group was getting close. 3-1. How much more do the Sharks have left in the tank? Rizzo was trying to get through there, could have drawn the interference call, but again, we haven't seen a lot of penalties, so these sort of borderline non-calls are actually consistent with what's been going on in the game. Phillips tries to chip it forward. Tallard was trying to jump into the lane there. Rizzo gets a piece, gets a little help. Phillips has it, doesn't have much room, sends it down. It's an icing, but that line was at the end anyway. So it'll just be a clean change and a reset here. 3:21 remaining. The Sharks have closed it to 3-1. Sherry off the draw. Didn't win it, but Camerata almost stole it and would have been off to the races. Here comes Sperling and Camerata. It's a 2-on-2 for now, but the good back checking is right there, evident by the red team, the North Shore Wings. The defensemen were back and two forwards were getting back. Redmond fanned on it, but it actually probably worked to her benefit. Sent it over a bit to Bestranson, who brought it in. Camerata trying to bear down. We're at 2:50 left in the game. It's a 2-goal deficit now, 3-1. Wings get it into the offensive zone. Sperling has it. Camerata trying to shake free. Sperling to Camerata, back to Sperling. Camerata got run into the open door of the boards. And indestructible Izzy still going strong, and I think they're going to, did they call the interference, Tony?
They did. I think we're going to go into the power play here. Now does coach pull Jill, and do we go 6-on-4?
Well, that's a tough call. You have the power play here. There's 2:25 left. You're down by 2. There is icing even in a 6-on-4, so you can't just take pot shots. But I think in this case, I kind of agree with going 5-on-4. Off the draw. Nocera has it at the point. Tallard down for Rizzo. They're going to exchange spots. Rizzo with it, looking to go across. Goes to the far point for Kepler. Kepler will send it down low. Phillips is going to dig it out over there. Fires for Tallard! Oh, she was at the back door, and if she got the stick on it, it's 3-2. 2 minutes left now. 1:38 on the power play. Kepler sells out, but couldn't keep it in. Nocera is back. 1-on-2. Breaks it up! Sammy Nocera might have saved their last hope. On a power play, she was the lone player back on a 2-on-1, and she made one play, and it worked. Here comes Addie Tallard. She's going to bring it in, looking to hit the brakes, looking for Phillips. Just didn't quite have the lift on the stick. That's not a trip. The player lost the edge there. We could see it. Jankowski, and it's offside. 1 minute left in the game, in the power play, 1:25 in the game. I think from here, if you get an offensive zone draw, that might be the time to pull the goalie. Now you're in pull the goalieville, if such a place exists. Wilson keeps it in. Storminger grabs it. Time ticking away, and she plays it. We do have a jersey anywhere in sight. Here's Camarada. Was trying to push that one forward to Sperling. Didn't quite get it. There's got to be a lot of selling out right now as we're under a minute to play in the game. 29 seconds of it on the power play. Although if the Sharks could convert before that, they could get to 3-2 and still have a little time maybe to pull the goalie. Redmond is trying to power it forward. Here comes McSherry. Chipped forward for Sperling. Camarada and McSherry are down the middle. Camarada gets it on the backhand to the forehand and through. One save and a save on McSherry and smacked around the end boards. 4 seconds on the power play. It's going to expire that. It's 5-on-5 hockey now. Reversed. Wings just trying to waste all the time on the clock, and they're doing a pretty good job of it even in their own end. They're just playing with that puck, and they're going to just run the Sharks out of time. 10 seconds left. It's a 2-goal gap. They're not going to be able to make it up from here. And as the final seconds tick off, the Sharks game until the final moments. They spot the opposition a 3-goal lead. They score 1, but the final 3-1. Sharks fall to the North Shore Wings.
I think that was a good effort there, Joe. Nothing to hang your head about. They played hard. They gave it all they got and came up just a little bit short.
Yeah, you could see that they're starting to figure out. They scored 3 goals in the first game, but I feel like the last maybe 10 minutes of this game, you could see the offense was even better, like through all the lines.
I think they're starting to figure out each other's tendencies. They're starting to learn these lines. Coaches kept pretty consistent lines. I think that's good, and I think that will pay some dividends maybe tomorrow.
We'll see. A couple of more games tomorrow. They're going to both be must-win games if the Sharks want to entertain any chance of advancing to Sunday. So it's a 37-team tournament, and the top 16, based on the point standings, will advance to the quarterfinals on Sunday, which are 30-minute games, which is kind of crazy. And whoever's playing in the championship is going to have 4 30-minute games on Sunday.
That's just a little nuts. It's a little different than what we're used to in regular season.
Yeah, a lot different. But if the Sharks want to entertain any chance of getting that far, they're going to have to win a couple tomorrow, and the competition here does not get any lighter, does it?
No. Really a lot of quality teams up here.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. They've scored 4 goals in 2 games, against this kind of competition. That's not really so bad, as you see Coach Timmy Kepler keeps his troops engaged throughout. And I think we're going to wrap it up from here. Sharks fall 3-1 to the North Shore Wings from Massachusetts. That's going to do it. Matt Claus, our producer, thanks to him. And for our analyst, debut analyst, Tony Phillips, this is Joe Rizzo. There's the Zamboni. Thanks for watching Jersey Sharks girls hockey on RizzoVision.